What's happening, Titans? Yo, what's your real name again, bro? I just updated to the new Mac OS, whatever it is. Dave, nice Dave. Oh yeah. So I'm hoping everything works. Don't know if it will, but we'll try it. Gonna be pretty much a quiet stream, but I'll be making noise, of course. See if this works. We will go live on Facebook right now. There we go. That's good. Recording. Alrighty. All right. Let's go to Gmail. I don't know if anybody submitted anything, but we can take a listen to some things. Titans. Oh yeah. Maybe we can listen to some promos. I gotta fix my accounts. Anyways. Oh man. Alrighty. Stomach is feeling a little nauseating. Yo, what up? This is your boy, Super Daddy Diode. I hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. It is Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon, actually, so I'm a little bit late. But this is that thing we call Let Me DNB, where I just work on music live and talk some talk. Catch this episode and previous episodes on Dirtbox, plus just had a release last month. The No Shame release, which did pretty well on the charts. I think it peaked at like 13 or whatever. A quick peak, so I appreciate all the support. And then also, make sure you got merch like that one you see there. Boom. On alexdiode.com. And merch like this you see here on GMBTTM. Search them up and grab yourself a nice little dope shirt over there. Shout out to the crew on that side. So yeah, it's Saturday, and you know, we're here thinking. I did a post online, which we will take a quick look at, talking about AI. I got to finish a song, and maybe try to do like my own kind of a master of a track, with this thing I got going on for Warlock Audio. So, let's hop into the DAW, see what's going on, and then I got to go have a late lunch, early dinner. But yeah, AI talk is freaking interesting, man. I did a post online because of a conversation I had the night prior with a buddy of mine. And honestly, I wanted to bring this up and just have a little chat about it. AI obviously is here. It's going to make life a lot easier. It's going to make things a whole lot different. And we're going to see what it does to music in the next few years. So I'm a graphic designer as well. AI has definitely changed my life in that aspect. You lose work, you gain work, you become much more efficient with the work that you have, and you can charge a better price. So it's very tough because you have the both sides of the brain there. Where with AI, where a cover art for me used to take hours to get done, and so you would charge a substantial amount. Now, because of AI, you can still have like your ideas and your tastes, and you can still Photoshop stuff and all that. You can edit things. You can have maybe a little bit more control on some things, but you can get it done at a quicker pace. It hasn't fixed layout, and it hasn't fixed typography. So my problem with AI is those who are using it really don't, as long as like for cover art and flyers and all that, the typography isn't there. So graphic design is not just about the image. Graphic design is about the whole package, the entire package, not just the picture, but the placement of it, the fonts that you use, the continuity amongst the designs. So if you have it laid out in different formats, different dimensions, AI doesn't take into account for that. That's on the graphic designer piece. So I see a lot of artwork coming out on releases where, yo, what's up, DJ Daddy Love? Yeah. This is you know what this is. Frank Dukes. Like, put up the Dukes, right? Yeah, he's like, and you must be Frank Dukes. No, it's Dukes. Oh, like, put up your Dukes, right? And okay, USA. Yeah. And you know, with that said, in artwork, I think it's going to be beneficial to a lot of folks. So you as a startup, you might be able to afford a graphic designer versus a full artist. Because full art can cost you a lot because it's, hours. You can take, an hour to draw, an hour to paint, an hour to digitize. And if you're charging or your cost is 75 US an hour, 100 US an hour, maybe sometimes 200 US an hour, depending on the company that you choose, dude, it can cost a lot for when you're starting up. I understand. So AI is good for that aspect, as long as, we hope that they use all these assets and that the original artists, that the LLMs, the large learning language models are based off of, are giving credit to those artists. It'd be awesome if they can figure out a way. But with that said, I do understand that piece. Now, with AI and drum and bass production, to me, or music production in general, it's a tough spot. I know it's like the new technology. I know it's like there's a change, and in the future, we'll look back at this little phase of getting to where we got to and say it wasn't a big deal. But it is a substantial change. I guess I draw the line personally at the overall composition of a track. If the entire track was made by AI, you said, make a track that's a cross between Noisia, Britney Spears, Queen, make sure it's at 174 BPMs and the bass line sound like Burr Oak, and you're just like throwing shit out there. It's, it takes however long it takes to make the track, it spits it out to you. That's not production to me. I'm sorry to say, but maybe you can, there's like, how many AI bands are out there where bass guitar, lead guitar, synthesizer, effects, vocals, all are by AI. You know, there's a lot of music out there, and you can kind of tell. Some sound really, really good. Some sound, you can definitely tell it's AI, but it's not a band. It's not the five guys in a garage, or the five kids in a garage who spent the last 15 years annoying their mom and dad, banging on the drums or constantly playing the Slayer loop over and over and over, or the producer who's sitting in his studio going through a sample pack looking for snare after snare after snare, or kick after kick after kick. Their mom's in the next room like, bro, what is this kid doing over there? Yeah, so DJ Daddy Love says, I have a couple tracks I've done using AI, and they're pretty sick, and it's a tool, and I've had to come back and did it analog. So what I do like is getting ideas from AI, because to generate creativity is some days, you know, as a creative, so I make music, I do art. There have been days where I get in freaking ruts, and you cannot, doesn't matter what you do, but you cannot, for some reason, your brain is disconnected from that creativity portion of it. So if you do got to get some stuff done, and you want to lay out a bass line or like a chord idea, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Or like, even if you want to create samples, so we all use sample packs. I do. I use it all the time. I like to use sample packs definitely for my tops of drums, and sometimes for like little bits and bobs or Foley bass lines, just to save on time, you know. And it's fun. And sometimes I might hear a sample pack idea, and then I'll take like some idea out of what's there and recreate it to my own, or it gives me that boost to be creative. Like, that sounds cool. What if I do it my own way? And it's definitely a little bit more creative. So that's where it's like, if you got to use AI to make that, cool, you know, use it as a tool. AI poop on your face is cool though. Dude, don't do it. Don't do it. What's up, dribbles? So, what's up, Melt? Yeah, I feel like there are too many people that are just not musically inclined to create in a way that doesn't need their hand to be held by a machine. So, yes, I, for example, am not classically trained in music whatsoever. Over the years, I've learned to mess with chords, and kind of by clicking, dragging, and finagling, you kind of learn to create music based off of that. You know, it's the same thing as taking a pencil, you drawing a line, you draw millions of lines. At some point, it'll turn into a piece of art or some graffiti or whatever. So that's how I learn. Because really, if you're creative, you're creative. And if you have that ingenuity in your mind to create, like you just want to build and you want to do things, then yeah, like I understand. But I guess where I draw the line is, if you create a track and the entire track is AI and it took you 20 minutes to do this, it's like, it is a cheat code. Like, you know, ProViews mentioned to me that CapCut is the cheat code for video editing. I love it. I've got CapCut. I use it all the time. It's a great tool, man. It is definitely a whole lot easier to use versus Premiere, right? Because really, I'm not going to be a video editor to be a professional video editor. I just want to do quick clips of the stuff that I make or the stuff that I like. So that's why I use it. It's a cheat code. AI can be used as a cheat code as well. But I guess where I draw the line is like the entirety of the track. You know, AI can help you learn. AI can help you fix AI should be able to be used as a tool to generate something creative that you yourself have created. But to tell it, make me a jump up bass line and make it sound like AMC and Andy C worked on a track together in freaking 2005. Yes, that's where I draw the line. And then, you know, you can't edit it. You can't edit the track. You can't remove anything. You can't do much of anything because it's already made, you know? But I guess, like, if you're dialing into the track, so maybe make me a kick snare drum line for drum and bass. And then you say, now make me a WAV file that's just a bass line rated in F. And then you can say, make me this. But you didn't generate any of it yourself, you know? That's where it's like, yo, what's up, Warlock Audio? Dan Barata is out there. I'm actually working on the FMJ track now, bro. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm at. It's like, yeah, he said it right. It cheapens the art form. It cheapens the art form. That's the deal. Where it's like, man, I love doing this, bro. This is like really, it's hyper focus, highly creative portion of my weekday time, right? It's the best for me. Like, it is like so medicinal, so therapeutic to create. Then at the end, have it sounding good, play it on a stage or listen to it live, and it sounds fucking dope. Playing against other tracks, and it sounds like it could compete. It feels good, man. But then you've got Spotify, Beatport allowing the release of a shit ton of AI music where, dude, it's a jungle out there as it is. You can't see through the weeds, and it's making it even harder. Where it's like, if they're allowing for these like AI bands to put out 30 tracks a week, dude, what are you listening to? Right? What are you listening to at that point? Are you even listening to music anymore? Are you even listening to that, like, you know, that moment in time where the guy's singing his heart out because a family member passed away, or he's just struggling in life. He's living in a car and he's singing about that time where it was like ready to end it all, you know? Like, you're not going to get that. You can get some of that because AI will read or spit something out based off of what you add, what you ask of it. But it's just going to be like, the emotion isn't there, the creativity isn't there, the time that you spend isn't there, and it's like, is it fair? I don't know, dude. Like, and it just, are we going through a phase in which we're going to go into the future and it says here, people who want fame and don't like music want to push AI music. I don't know. Because Dan, like what I'm saying is that, like, yeah, would I like for AI to help me? Sigil is a homie, great producer. So check him out on alexdio.com/letmednb. He's got some free presets on there. We can check him out too. So Sigil loves to use AI to create models for analyzing. Dude, I love it. So he put one of my tracks in there, and he's got this model that's kind of an asshole. So the AI is an absolute jerk, and the AI is an absolute jerk, and it tells you that your fucking track is shit. However, it does analyze a track and tell you, you know, at this frequency range, you have a little bit of mud. At this, you know, you should fix your transients along with being a jerk. But that stuff is like, I'm reading what it said, and I agree. Aside from the being a jerk part, I agreed with the analysis. You know, because sometimes as a producer, you can't hear that stuff yourself, and you're by yourself, dude. You're in the studio by yourself. You got nobody who's around you who can help you and say, hey, you should fix this. You usually will send your tracks out to your friends, and then, you know, Korax might tell me to do this, Sigil might tell me to do that, Dan might say, Soul Chemical might say, yeah, your kick is great, but the snare is better, you got to fix that. So you get that from them, but so you don't get it live. So sometimes you want like that feedback live. You know, AI can help you with that, with some of that stuff, where it can analyze your track in like 30 seconds. It can kind of like tell you based off of other tracks it read, it can help you get there. That helps a lot. Yes, don't use AI to make the main thing you're selling. That's the key, I think. And then you know, let's see. We have some let's actually look at some of the responses if it loads. We can just hop into the into the screen here quickly. Oh, it doesn't load. What the hell's going on? I just updated to this new MacBook Tahoe or Mac Tahoe. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, so let's get into just look at this real quick. That handsome guy there. AI for music production, is it even debatable? Let's take a look at some of the comments here. As any tool, it can have some positive uses, but as usual, it will be abused, of course. So Sigil says, if it's a tool for you for assistance and you to learn from, yes. If it creates everything based off of a prompt, no. Nate says, not for complete tracks, but those things like Suno, etc., can produce stems for you. All right, so here's the deal. Vocals is tough because there are vocalists out there who be like, dude, why are you using vocalists? It's hard, man, because with vocalists, it's hard to ask somebody, hey, can you write some lyrics and sing this for me and then record it for me? You know, half the people don't have what you need to record. They might have the lyrics. The other half might have the lyrics, but they can't, you know, they could record, they don't have the lyrics. They have the lyrics, they can't record. They don't have time, or they want a substantial amount of cash. Dude, we're not making no money. Like, a good portion of us, you know, big ups to anybody who's making money off of this, but I do this for fun. A lot of people do this for fun. So you really don't want to spend too much on vocals because it can cost a lot. So that's where it's like, it's tough. I understand. Yeah, Dan says, Otas says, I think that big companies are going to use AI music to screw the rest of us. But making art and appreciating art is a big part of the human experience. I think that there will always be a demand for human creativity, especially in their perseverance that it takes to make it beautiful. Yeah. Yoshi says, yo, Alex Dial, this thread is wild. Dude's trying to drop psych degrees on me and use their education to flip the script. They got the wrong guy. Well, I hope it makes the road trip I'm on less boring. Right? Stem splitters for remixes are fine. It beats the hell out of the old way of isolating vocals, which you all remember, that's a fucking, you don't even do it. At the end of the day, I don't really care. People relate to other people through music in a way that AI could never relate. Can it, though? I'm with Sarah Connor. I just watched that last night. I could not sleep, so I put on Terminator. And Miss Isis says, I'm still going to produce music and still going to run a label. My thoughts on AI, I'll use it to master and stem split, though. Oh, thanks, babe. Awesome. got some Alex meat. You gonna have some? Okay. And got some meats and some cheeses from the Russian store. Привет, нет. And Noise Floor says, I want my music to sound like dog shit because I made it that way, not because some AI decided it should be that way. And the Nate here says, who's a phenomenal producer, making music is the creative process. No, making music and the creative process is the fun part. Using AI is like buying a tray of brownies from Kroger and bringing them to a party and saying they're homemade. Right. It's tough. It's tough. Bandcamp banned AI music from their platform, which is huge. Screamart says slop. And Dorian says, I think we gave everyone too much leeway with ghost producers and allowed ourselves to get to this moment where the art itself isn't as much as a product as the person or brand is. That's another piece. It's like with AI, you know, if you let it run itself, yeah, that's gonna go down. Just like with the ghost production, which to me, I only agree with ghost production if the producer is getting paid well, one, and two, the person who's putting out their track as their own, it's really their idea, and then the ghost producer fixes stuff and puts it out. And that DJ or somebody who's using the ghost producer is somebody who's just like an Andy C or an AMC, where they can have sick ass ideas, but they just don't have the time because they're traveling all the time. So they don't have a studio space. They don't have this, they don't have that. They've got the wealth to do so. And as long as they're taking care of the producer and no AI is being used, then I'm on the fence, but I guess I'm more okay with it in that case. Now, if you're a nobody producer, and yes, oh my God, Mel, you just said it right. Nothing will advance people's mixing and mastering abilities more than spending a lot of time on big sound systems. AI can never tell you how a tune will hit on a Danley or a Function One. A lot of the tunes in getting lately fall flat on big rigs. Yeah, it's huge, bro. It's huge. You're absolutely right. I'm a producer. I'm not a DJ, and I don't get out much. So thankfully to Mr. Isley and Lenore, I was able to play at the Elements Throwdown this last Thursday, and I played a lot of my tracks, dude. I played, we did 3 for 3s and sometimes 4 for 4s. And of them, I would pretty much, I probably went up four times. I would say 70% or 60% of what I played was my stuff. And I played it specifically to hear it on the rig from the DJ's perspective. And then one of the tracks, or actually 2 of the tracks, I was able to get out to the dance floor and hear the end of the track. It was fun. I really appreciate Lenore, Mr. Isley. You guys are the best. And then the crew who played with us, all phenomenal DJs. But I never get that chance, man. I never get that chance. So I can understand if I can use AI as a tool to make my mixes better, because to get a mastering engineer to give the time, unlike you know, you got Greg, who actually gave me some great pointers. Greg from the Lion's Den mastering, he gave me some great little tidbits that I'm trying to learn to put in place. And then you got your homies who tell you should fix this and fix that. But it's hard to get that in real time or when you need it. So I understand. But You won't. If you're a AI producer and you rank up and all of a sudden you got a group of guys and labels who want to work with you, but you can't because you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know how to engineer sounds or songs. Then it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. Let's take a quick moment before I get into what I have to do. I want to hear this track from Titans UK. Dave, I appreciate you, man. Except I don't appreciate the fact that there's no download button. However, we're gonna try to play this. This is called break pin. Let's see if it works. Bro, an absolute banger. That's fucking fire. All right, let's skip it. Let's go to the second drop. Dude, that's a sick song, bro. That is so sick. Yes, dude, absolutely phenomenal song from the one they call Breakpin. I mean, Breakpin. I'm fucking dumb. From what they call Titans with the track Breakpin. Dude, Dave, that's sick. Hell yeah, man. Shout out to Titans. I love the logo. I say it all the time. Yeah, dope track, man. Really, really good track. Oh, do you guys got any tracks that you want to submit? You can send it to alexdiode.com/letmednb. I don't know. I've heard Greg's masters a lot, and even the ones that are on eBrain, they sound good. I mean, the top shelf is not too high. They tend to tame it a whole lot on eBrain, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to disagree with you a bit on there. I mean, is it not hitting because of the master itself, or is it the mix down on the original track? Right, so it's like, because I've heard tracks that aren't mastered by an engineer, and they're just running through a clipper that sound phenomenal. I've heard the same track. I've heard other tracks that sound phenomenal there, and the mastering engineer just makes sure that's going to be phenomenal everywhere, and they sound great. I think the mastering element is a very nuanced, yet not the entirety for the track to sound loud and in your face. So I can't always blame a mastering engineer for not. I do blame the ones, however. I will blame a mastering engineer for not going back to the artist and saying, fix this, fix that, etc., etc. You know, that's big to me. If you're gonna master a track of mine and you're not letting me know that I've got phase issues, or that my sub is too low, or that or that my kick is not sidechained correctly on some parts of the track, like, dude, you're the master of this, right? You should be giving me the feedback I need so that your finished material actually translates well too, because at that point I'm relying on you to help me out, you know. But yeah, I'm having a little bit of this meat. It's fucking delicious. Pagan says, "What's up, bro?" Yeah, dude, I've heard, like I said, I mean, but, so I have this track called So Hot, that came out with Pish Posh a couple years ago, and I think it's a dope track. I think Richie Wraith was the mastering engineer on that one, and I thought the track sounded okay. I did a master myself, and it sounded loud, but it sounded okay. But I don't know what he did, dude. When I gave him my pre-master, dude, loud, in your face, not in your face for the time, probably like negative, like minus 3.5 lufs, right? But just sound clean and punchy. And I'm like, dude, how the did he do that? So it sounds good everywhere it's played. It's actually one of my favorite tracks, as far as my own mix downs and all that. But that one definitely was like a mix down. Like, the mix down itself was actually pretty good, and it didn't even do all the things that I do now, which is a whole lot of mess. But anyways, let's hop into the DAW. I'm gonna hear this track that I gotta get done. So right now there's nothing on the master. Turn that off. Let's just put the clipper, and we'll just turn off these things to save some CPU. Let's go to switch smart disable for all plugins. Brings that down a bit, and let's hear it.
A war, then a clash, pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin in the ash, big blood clot tune, the plate special, full metal jacket, soundboy secco, war, then a war, clash, then a clash, pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin in the ash, big blood clot tune, the plate special, full metal jacket, soundboy secco. Crash, dang it, crash, dang it. Crash, dang it, crash, dang it. then a war, then a clash, then a clash. Pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin into ash. Big blood clot tune, dub plate special. Full metal jacket, soundboy secco. War, then a war, clash, then a clash. Pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin into ash. Big blood clot tune, dub plate special. Full metal jacket, soundboy secco. Clash, then a 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 full metal jacket. Clash, then a 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 full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Plate special. War, then a war, clash, then a clash. Pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin into ash. Big blood clot tune, dub plate special. Full metal jacket. Jacket. Metal jacket.
A short one. I think it actually sounds good the way it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? So, the piano is definitely a sample, which I was torn about, but you know what? Whatever. And then I did my layer. Which I think sounds good. I don't know what this is. It's another sample. However, this one's going to get lost in the, this is a stab sample in the mix. So maybe I narrow it a bit. Slightly. As far as coming up the mids.
Metal jacket.
What I'm doing is I don't have a synth bus on here. So I'm gonna do that now. Why not? And just run some of this stuff into
jacket. Dub plate special. War, then a war. Clash, then a clash. Pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin into ash. Big blood clot chewing. Dub plate special. Full metal jacket.
All right, so let's do it's a very simple track, and that's I actually want it to be. Kick, snare, ghost. This is just for sidechain triggering because I don't have one for some things. So we'll do this sidechain to this track. Take my kick, bring it to this, my snare, bring it to that. Add duck. Just so for those sense that side chaining is being done.
Full metal jacket. Black light showing. God played special.
And then there's this part right here that I know I gotta fix. So what I'll do is I'll take what's this? See, that's not going into anything. So that's a problem. We'll sidechain to this one as well, just in case. Take the smoothing off. I don't know why I have that defaulted on there. Leave that the way it is. I'll take this to this part here, and I will make unique. Take this and reverse it, and just cut that. Bring it over.
Full metal jacket.
Kind of like it, but kind of don't. Go ahead and just cut that there.
Full metal jacket.
Do I want a little space?
Full metal jacket.
Yeah, I do. I do want that it's full little spaces. Yeah, if you sent anything, I will definitely check it. Just let me know. Yeah, man, that's like the point of this track. I mean, the other track's a little bit more complex, so you get a good A/B of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. I'm gonna go ahead and this is 172, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and export. I'm going to take off what I have on the mastering chain, and which is just an L2 and a free clip. I'm going to go ahead and export. WAV file at 32 bits. Master at 32 bits. And that's it. You know what I haven't checked? What's in the promo cloud? Let's hear this one from Acre on Darkshire. Just quickly. We're here. This one's called Plot Work. Let's hear the title track. Drops at the end of this month on Darkshire. I'm just gonna hear the drop. Dude, nasty, nasty, nasty track. Dude, Acrae is definitely a phenomenal producer. You got Meth on there. You got Malcuth and Facadum out there. Meth is actually another mastering engineer. Does a phenomenal job. Sick track. Hell yeah. Joppa, what's up, bro? Did you send me that track from your board? Can I play it on here? I think you said you did. I'll try to open up Daddy's Teen. Daddy's Teen. Yeah, Darkshire is busy. They're fucking good. Real good. I thought you did. Oh yeah, here it goes. Thermodynamics. DJ Daddy Love, if you want to submit it here, bro, I don't mind. You can just copy and paste it right into the chat. And if you don't mind it, I don't. I'll leave this open for a minute. And we'll save this to downloads. This is 172 BPMs. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to open up an empty. And let's just see how loud we can make this fucking thing. I gotta stop eating. So this is Contract, the higher EP. This is Thermodynamics. Let's hear it. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the one. Okay.
Radiation, temperature, energy, efficiency, entropy, matter, thermodynamics, physics, heat, radiation, temperature, energy, efficiency, entropy, matter, thermodynamics, physics, heat, radiation, temperature, energy, efficiency, entropy, matter, thermodynamics, physics, heat, radiation, temperature, energy, efficiency, entropy, matter, thermodynamics, physics, heat.
Great song. That's fucking really good, dude. Shout out to Contract. Let's hear that. I just want to see. I want to look at it real quick. Let's use Span. Let's use Vision 4X. And let's use Julian. Julian, where are you, Julian?
Physics, heat, radiation, temperature, energy, efficiency, entropy, matter, thermodynamics, physics, heat, radiation,
Yeah, it's a dope track, bro. Really good track. You guys want to hear a track that I think is where is it? As far as like mix down goes, this was coming out on Skamali. This is Audio's remix of TR Tactics Against the Grain. This one's dope. I'll just play the drop and we'll look at it too.
Ain't nobody like us. That's just how they feel. Ain't nobody like us. Like us, 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 everybody.
So actually, yeah, this is definitely, I agree. This is one of my favorite tunes from Audio because it's like, it's a good mix of like dance floor, neuro, and energy, yet still sounds kind of mean. It's dope. I played this a couple nights ago, and I think it's sick. And then Prolix has one coming out on eBrain as well, which is like it sounds like a dance floor track, but it's not a dance floor track. It's neuro. It just like has those dance floor elements, you know? Yeah, definitely. There he is. Yo, speaking of playing last week, I played my track Respect, which features the homie Quasi Science as the MC J Augustus. And sounds good. Sounds good. The master sounds good. So that drops on Neuroplague at some point, I think in April. So we should see that shit fucking ride. But yeah, man, that's a good fucking track, bro. That's a good track. All right, let me take my track, FMJ. If it wants to fucking load in here, hold on. Why are you not loading? I think my computer's about to crap out. Look at this. I want to fucking click and drag. What the this new update. I'm going to load this. Let's see. Let's go to add sample. Where are you, buddy? Or I never do this. So sampler. Right clicking is not working. The click, what the fuck is going on? So click and dragging is not working for some reason. It worked here, but from the Finder, what the hell am I doing wrong? Oh, so Japa took the current value class. He says it was good. So how he does his drums from way back, what does that mean? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Somebody just sent a tune too, and I gotta find it. I think, oh yeah. Let's copy this. Melt. Bring this into this thing. Take the screen audio, turn that on, and then hit enter, of course. Dead Kids. Is this drum and bass? From 7 years ago. Let's hear it.
Soon as you think you've seen everything out on these streets will teach you something twisted.
That's dope. Let's stop that. That's dope. What the hell's going on? You said you sent a track? Let's see if it loads up. Nope. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on here. Maybe it's not meant to be. Hold on. It's got to be a way. Documents. FMJ. It's not letting me click and drag it. What the open with. Copy. Go to desktop. Paste it. Yeah, it did. What the hell? That's freaking weird. Click, drag. It just selects. Why? See if that worked. Yep, that worked. Had to relaunch it. That's annoying. All right, so we're bringing the waveform down. It looks pretty controlled in FMJ. Let's go ahead and cut the. Let's cut it to this part right here. And we'll start it here.
War, then a clash, pussy wanna get it poppin', turn the dub plate special, full metal jacket, soundboy circle.
Is it me or does it sound kind of does it sound squashed?
Full metal jacket. Play special. More than a war. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash in it, crash in it. Full metal jacket. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash in it, crash in it. Crash in it, crash in it. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket.
All right, let's just go ahead and make it loud. Sounds like a cyclical time. Reload that tune, bro. I think it's a time stretch issue. It doesn't sound like, yeah, but how do I reload the tune? It's not time stretched. Audio settings, it's at 44. I mean, I export at the same rate. What could it be? It can't be time stretch because it's at 172.
More than a war.
It could just be like how I have the track mixed down. I don't know.
Special jacket.
But it does sound like that, right? Where it's like, right? It sounds weird. Hold on. Let's go ahead and go to the track. This is it. I'm not going to save that shit. Three o'clock. Mm-hmm. So let's hear it again. Freshly repeating. Oh, you know what it is? For you guys, it's this. Hold on. But I mean, for me, it's, anyways, I fucked up with my audio output. But let's see. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and export this again. Yeah, it's all off. That's good. I'll export again at 32 bits. And we'll do no, I think as far as for the audio output on the stream, I messed up and didn't change my settings, so you might have had an echoing of things. But yeah, great talk on the AI freaking piece earlier. It's definitely a topic that has bugged me because over the past year, you receive kind of tunes from folks, and then you realize like either it's made by a ghost producer, or it's AI. And you're like, fuck, man, I thought it was good. And shit, it's not even like 100% real. And it's not like just the elements, it's like the entire track, which kind of like pisses me off. But I had a whole plate of meat. To get these guns. Look at that thing. That's skinny as hell. One of my pet peeves in life is really, dude, what? I was in Illman's feedback for hip hop, and the best tuner was AI. Dude, for real. Yo, what's up, low key? Drop down, low key. That's sad. The best tune was AI. Come on, man, that sucks. I mean, it's like hip hop. Obviously, I don't make hip hop, but hip hop is definitely a genre that's not based off of. As far as the entire genre, like the best tracks are like resampled from old tracks. Like some of those, you know, like what's that song? I'm thinking of a specific, that 93 Till song. You know damn well the sounds in the beats are sampled. You know, kick and snare and sampled, all that stuff is. So it's not like anything that's generated from scratch. However, fucking sick ass track, bro. But if the lyrics are, and all the words are, I mean, hip hop is based. It's not really based off the music. It's based off of the lyrics and the hooks, right? Like drum and bass is a different beast where it's based off the music. You know, it was a hieroglyphics track. That's weird. Yeah, that track is dope. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's fun. It's just a weird, I guess the topic is more weird than anything. Let me hear this. $172.
War, then a war, then a clash, then a clash. Pussy wanna get it poppin', turn a coffin into ash. Big blood clot tune, the play special. Boom.
Crash, then a crash, then a crash, then a crash, then a crash.
Full metal.
Crash, crash, then a 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 crash, then a
Full metal jacket.
crash, then a 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 crash, then a
Full metal jacket.
crash, then a 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 crash, then a
Full metal jacket.
crash, then a crash, then a
It doesn't sound the same. I don't understand why. Open that one again. Link is ready to go. Okay. Yo, Quasi Science, is that on discount on Discord or what? I know it sounds way better here. You know what I should do? I should make a new version, export empty. I mean, this track sounded good loud, like live. Cancel. Let's go file, save this new version. So the problem with this track is that I'm not organized at all in it, but we're going to take a look and see what we can figure out real quick. I love the drums. So like this clipper seems to be doing too much work. So let's just leave that the way it is. Okay. Now let's hear the bass. I'm gonna have to like really take a moment and fix these. So now it sounds better at a very low volume.
Metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket.
Jacket.
Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket.
All right, so what I'm doing right now is I don't have a clue, but I want to just take a look at my span. And actually, I'm going to bring an EQ in here. I just want to take a look at what's going on. This is my sub here.
Full metal jacket. 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 Full metal. Full metal jacket. Full metal jacket.
Joppa said something about another person's track, I think an audio's track that had side information in the low end. So I know that when you're adding some instances of a FL limiter, especially with the practically clipping preset, you will get side information coming out because it's providing saturation to everything. So you'll get side information in the low end, even if you mono everything out. So I think that has to do with how he's mastering his track, not really that he wants a lot of low end. However, it's not that much. And really having some side information in the low end, even if it's around 100 hertz range, definitely helps the sound of your track. So I don't know. Could just be the taste. All right. I'm going to give this a break. Save. This will be done today at some point, but I'm going to call it a day as far as online goes, because I'm going to clean up, put some clothes to dry, and all that good stuff. Let's go with oh, there we go. Yo. Shout out to Quasi Science. Shout out to Joppa. We had DJ Daddy Love out there. We had Ninka Malinka come through. We had Melt out there. We had let's see who else. Loki popped through. Pegasus was there. Dan from Warlock Audio was out there. Had some good talks. Talked about AI and how it's destroying the fucking world. But my ears are starting to bother me a bit, and so is the back of my dome here from this here. I'm not gonna take off my hat because then the shine from the baldness will be too bright. Freaking mess up my screen. But yeah, this is your boy Super Daddy Diode, Saturday afternoon for Let Me DNB, random time on a regular day. Catch me this Wednesday on Let Me DNB for Whip It Wednesdays. If you've got some whips, please submit them to alexdiode.com/letmednb. On alexdiode.com, Let Me DNB, you will see a bunch of resources as well that I think are good. If you've got a preset pack or anything you want to share, and if it's high quality, let me know. I've got 2 slots open, 1 submitted. Mine's going to be up there soon. And you'll see some free presets there. A good page for resources for drum and bass production. And then links to the community and all that stuff. So check this episode out. Please the episode tomorrow on dirtboxrecordings.co.uk and merch on alexdiode.com. I appreciate all you guys. Joppa, I'm gonna hit you up in a bit to get some feedback from you on that lesson that you took. Be kind of cool to hear what you got out of it. And then yeah, I got some releases coming up next week. We've got actually it's a 2-release week. This is like the problem with being on VAs on different rec labels, collabing, blah blah blah. So I've got a original track called Red Lights that will be dropping on Neuro Sessions at some point next week. And then Friday of next week, I've got the collab with Russia's Gentleman. That one's called Pirates, and that's dropping on Abducted. So check those out. Both are really good tracks. I'm proud of both tracks, and really we just got to push them, and hopefully people buy it and play it. That's all I care about. Just play that shit live, send me a video, give me a tag. I'll be like, oh yeah, not wasting my time. But yeah, some really good talk about AI. It's been very interesting, to say the least, and we will see what comes from it. But this is your boy, Super Daddy Diode. I'm out. I appreciate you guys. I'll hit you up online either way and send you some other whips I got going down. But yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.